Yes, I'm live. It's looking like I am live. Yeah, definitely. It's got the timer going. So, what I'm doing is using a different virtual camera. It's not using Ecamm. I had someone do a little show this morning. I'm just going to move that because what this is doing, it gives you the opportunity to actually change a lot of little things around. It's called, and I have actually put that's why I had it over there, because what this is a crystal ball room. It's called the app, and it can be used as a virtual camera into your Zoom and your Zoom, your Google Meet, and places like that, so that you can actually share slide presentations and stuff like that in your Zoom and whatnot. I have only just started looking at it. I saw it in a Facebook video live stream this morning, and I've just been having a quick look around at it. G'day, Kat. How are you? And we've got Vince here from Alhambra. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm just going to quickly put that on screen. I don't know how these show up on the screen at the moment. So I appreciate you being here and watching. I'm still getting a bit used to the HAPs as well. I have done a few of them now. Yeah, it does show up there on the screen. And I forgot to set this page where the goals are off. Still getting used to some of the settings that are available here in the HAPs, as well as what's available when, as you do the setup in the background, because I'm not 100% sure where that is with some of it. So it's nice to see you here, Vince. Thank you. And Kat, you're in my Facebook page, which is lovely. I think that means you're on my profile page because the name's not showing up in the actual comment. It is Vince, and that's why I'm trying it out, so that as I'm looking at this, I can actually bring in, and I've got to get the HAPS screen up to actually operate the slides. You can actually show the slides. See how it's got a slideshow in the corner? I'm not quite sure how to do the change of size and stuff. I think I just go like that. No, I don't. I'm playing with buttons in the background, so if something goes funny, you know why. As you can see, it's got that little icon in the corner here. I don't think it's allowing me to present like that you can see my mouse. I haven't learnt that part yet, but I can very easily progress through slideshows, and it actually allows GIFs. This one is actually a little mini video that I created a while back. I can put myself, whoops, oh no, I just missed that. I can put myself back in this little screen so it looks like I'm in the crystal ball. I don't know. This is one of the room choices that I would have as part of this app, right? And you're just moving along. Here's a GIF that I put in, and I've just added these into what is their demo stream, their demo slideshow. So here's another. This one is one of the demo ones, and that's what it's showing. Yeah, I liked the crystal ball room when I saw it as well, but I'd like to know how to actually shift that actual ball. I'll probably have to create my own background. It does allow green screens as well, which I don't have one. So this is just one of their room backgrounds. I can change it to this where you're seeing a textured wall. But as you can tell, like with the fuzzy hair I've got, it's not really the best. And this one here is a billowing curtain style of, it's a GIF in itself as far as the room background goes. But I'll stay with this one. And it changed the effect on the crystal ball. I'm not sure how I did that. Let me have a quickie look in the background. I think that's how I did it. I clicked on the wrong thing. And then it comes up with the other. Yeah, see? So it's got my clear presentation there. And it just changes as you want to change the presentation, then you can change the presentation. it might get a bit of getting used to. And and this is just, there's a little video again. Like, as you saw, it was so easy to just add in your own. So that's what I've done. You can create or edit these text slides on the go even, I think. Although I'm not 100% sure how, as you're actually doing it. What does that do? What's that? It's a new something. Oh, I was able to click into something that was different. I don't know what it did. Now I've got to go back. How do I go back? Oh, to there. So you can actually change the screens as you're going. So I can pick back to where I was. Oh, this is pretty. It is pretty cool, Vince. And yes, I'm actually quite liking it, though, because I gather it's available for PC as well as Mac, as well as, I don't know about mobile yet. I'm going to have a look at that shortly. It does bring in a iPhone, but I don't know how yet. So there's a new slide, and I was just scratching. Because I haven't got the room back to the crystal ball one, that's it. So I presented without it being the crystal ball. Right, it's come back to each different slide can be slightly different. You can tailor it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting the hang of the hats, Vince. Yeah, I do like it. I certainly do like the hats. And the ease of people commenting and being able to put it up on screen and everything. I have been using live streaming platforms for quite a number of years. So, I mean, I'd started learning Hangouts on air many years ago, and sort of got used to that and had the experience of Blab when that was up and running, and a few since. The more recent platforms that I've been using has been the BeLive and Ecamm. Zoom is more a meeting place and space though, but you can stream that obviously into other spaces, and all the others that are starting to come online. Like, there's so many. I do like Caps, and that switched through to, I must have gone to one of the slides that took me out of that crystal ball. I think this one that I'm just showing on screen now, you've got it, that this is why I think it's probably okay on a iPad or a tablet, like, any tablet, presumably the screen operated ones, the phones, mobile phones, being able to zoom in and out with your fingers is what I'm assuming there at the moment. I don't know. And this is where that screen stuff, I can pull it full screen and have that behind me. I'm just doing that. That's over the shoulder, and then it's the slides off. So it's just me in the middle talking through a crystal ball, which looks a bit weird, doesn't it? It does. It does look a bit weird. Ugh. So an iOS device or second camera now. So that, obviously that means bringing in an iPhone. How the heck do you do that? Let me have a look at that. I've got my iPhone on. I can just show this Mac or OS. No. Oh, you can actually show a second camera in. You can bring a second camera in. So that would be my table there that I've got that camera in. Or it can be the other one that's on. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Ooh, that was screen recording. Hang on. I got something different here. Now I don't know what I've gone and done. I think that might be, that was my, it clicks it in as a presentation screen. So you could almost pop back into that and click a presentation like that. Hey, that's nifty. Have the slides ready and have one just dedicated on the end to your second camera or the iPhone in my case. And it's your show. I like how they've got their little emblem, the MHM, because it's so that if your mouth's full, you know how you do that. I watched their little intro thing. It's pretty nifty. I did put it's MMHMM.APP is where I found the website for it and downloaded it for the Mac. So, because that's what I use. Now, I don't know whether this brings up, I don't know how it would actually share it. I know I can bring up different folders or files or pictures on the fly. I gather that I can. No, I'm not sure there. That one didn't do what I wanted to as far as clicking on the button. Now, these ones are the premium features. You get 14 days free trial. And then it doesn't seem to be all that much for the premium version, but you can, as a free version, you get 1 hour a day of the premium version. So I think, wow, that's pretty good. So, and if I want to change that to here, I can just change that like that. That is so easy to do. Now you add that with being able to bring your guests into HAPS like we can, that would be a very interesting way of doing a live stream. Now I'm just bringing in the second screen. How much of the virtual camera is actually taken over? We can still have it like that. Now that's a bit interesting. I don't know. It's definitely got some possibilities in how it can be used for different things, isn't it? So I'm actually quite liking this, and the factor that you can change these backgrounds very easily as well. And here we've got one that's actually raining on the screen. I mean, why you'd really want to have that, I don't know. And this one would actually be a good one to have in the background, something that's playing here. Here we've got if you can see this, have a look at that. There's the screen that's actually showing of me playing in that Nintendo type thing. You could actually demo stuff differently that way too, or I suppose you could play a game. I don't know. There is so much opportunity. What's that one look like? Oh my goodness, coloured bubbles in the background. There really is a lot of different rooms that you can try out as well. And I can actually be in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and put my little icon there. I don't know how big, small that can go. I actually don't know. Oh, yeah, you just move it that way and size it and move that the same as you do with the other, hey? Now, that's not looking too bad, Vince. And hi, Mark. Lovely to see you here. Great to see you here. I'm just doing a bit of a tryout of a different app as a virtual camera that can be used. And it is feeding into the HAPS. So I decided I'd give it a go. It's .app. So it's MMH.app as an app. Very interesting, really. I'll try a different screen because that's a little bit, I think I would rather, there is one that goes plain, but now I can't find it. Oh, look, isn't this one gorgeous? Being in the Kilimanjaro. Wow. And just putting through these presentations, see how easy it is to get the sizing different. And this is one that I've tailored to be this background. So that's what I was before. And being able to actually resize these. Whoops, it's not as easy as I thought just there. There you go. Resize it as you go so that you can see it better, or shrink it if you want to, and put it back up the corner so you don't miss any of what is the screen. Oh, that's really rather interesting. It's a little bit awkward to do the resizing, I'm just noticing, but it's doable. And, you know, to be able to actually, and there's my other thing, like I could almost sit here in a room that's sitting in the middle of Africa and still do, you know, card readings. So here I've got, I can almost do that now and get out the cards. Here we go. There is the like that. Oh, except I haven't got the camera set up very well. I haven't. I almost need to get that one down a bit better, don't I? Have it a bit closer so that it shows that as the mat only, not the rest of the table. I took off the tablecloth, and that's not going to suit to do this because it's just so slippery, as you can see. Needs the tablecloth to have the cloth itself stick. Oh, there you go again. I mean, yeah. Hi, Karina, and you're absolutely right. When this comes up, it is a quick way to travel without, going anywhere as far as the COVID goes. And that's the part that I really like about the HAPS, that we can actually go places without, we can see different places and locations that there's probably going to be no way ever that I'd visit, like going to, I've been to Sydney Harbour Bridge and seen the Opera House and that. I'm not going to denigrate Australia. My home country. I wasn't too enamoured of Sydney, put it that way. It wasn't somewhere that I liked. And here's some artwork that is one of the rooms as well. And I just want the slides off and have a look at that. Isn't it just so beautiful? A really nice piece of artwork that's been put into the rooms for people to share and use in this way on this app. So I actually quite like how it's, there's the choices. And this one I think is a movie. It says Sea Breeze, so I'm not sure as you can see in the background. Oh, wrong way. In that background, you can see, and my finger goes off the edge, you can see where there's a little breeze going in those trees if you look really carefully. So it's actually quite good, isn't it? I think I'm going to do a little bit more discovering with this, unless I go into right away. I'll put this screen full, and that way I think I can actually move this down a bit so that it's that side, possibly even behind the little HAPS symbol. And we can move that over and I can do a spread. That'd be fun, except, wow, the light's pretty bright in here, isn't it? I'm just going to pop there and see if I can put my little filter through. A bit of a filtering of the direct sunlight. There we go. And I don't like showing off my fat ass. Anyway. Like I'm wearing black, I suppose. And yeah, that's the one problem I can see with this, being that, with the fuzziness of the actual virtual background, even here, it does create a bit of fuzziness. Now, I don't know whether we're going to be able to see this really clearly or not, but I'll just do one reading using this Curiosity set because I like it. I do actually like this. As you can see, it's moving around a lot already just on the table. I can't hold it without a tablecloth. It's not sticking very well. So let's see how we go with it. There we've got the pink row, green row, blue row. And I haven't got myself into the camera, have I? I've put that at that bad angle. Right, let's just get the dice out. Actually, I'll just pick one to start with and we'll take a chain of the reading. What's this one? It's the sword. So we've got a cutting edge and stepping out in faith. I don't know what. It's just a general card reading, just so that you might get the idea of how this works for those that may not have seen it. And seeing it on replay, it's here forever and a day until the person takes it off, isn't it? So the sword, it is information. Actually, I will read it from the guidebook. Then you get it direct from what Karen, her name is, I had it here. Right. It's Karen Dalton Smith, who has created and trademarked these Curiosity Steampunk. It's the Tea card reading system by Tea with Karen. As you can see, it's a registered trademark, and it's Karen Dalton Smith who's created it. So her interpretations of what the meanings of the cards are that she's designed, I will follow with that. So we're actually on the sword as that. I've got to find it now. So here we go. There is the sword as the blue 4. So that means you'll overcome difficult situations with much hard work. It's swift action and quick decisions. I will always take the positive from the cards unless it really feels like it's going to be a negative when it's for somebody's personal reading. But as for this type of reading, I'll do the positives only. So that's the basis of what this cross card at the 2 pink is sitting on. So it's actually destiny, fated things, religious beliefs, sacred ceremonies, and cultural beliefs. So with that, what we have that starts off this story is for the quick decisions to be made. It's pretty much jumping out in faith is what I'm feeling with that. So we then chain read it. So it goes up to the 2 pink, which is this one, as you can see. And what we've got in this one is the Tower card. So we move on to the Tower, which is about, it is a career card, and it's about good fortune and promotion. It's creating that good reputation, it's power and success, being held in high regard, climbing the ladder to success. And, you know, it is obviously a large building, so you're almost building your own empire in some respects, and it's public places. So this is the 1 pink. You can see it's matching. And here we've got the ladder of success even. So we're moving into 3 blue, which is down here. So on that 3 blue energy, what we've got with the ladder is success. It's rising up. It's taking the careful steps, though, and moving things forward. Being careful as far as the safety goes, but it's that advancement, enlightenment, climbing up higher. So that's the story we've got so far. And on that, what we've got is abundance and the money coming into play. So we're moving over to the 6 blue, which is wealth and ambition, and it's those positive multiples of abundance. So we'll move over to the 6 blue here. And whoops, see how I really do need to have the tablecloth itself there to hold it. And we've got the key, which is going to open some doors for us. So let's have a look at what the energy of the key is at 4 blue. It is the pleasant surprises and new opportunities. So it's new experiences coming into play, and those doorways are going to be opening up for us. So it is successful outcome. So that's very positive as far as having that sitting on the money and abundance card. So then we're moving to the 4 blue, and we've got celebrations. We've got the goblets to be able to have that drink party and get into some celebrations. Now that's the 5 blue. These are strong cards as a general reading. Celebrations, parties, gatherings, groups of people coming together. So it's, you know, for us here in South Australia, that's getting easier to do because we do have reducing restrictions even throughout all of Australia nearly. I think West Australia is in a 3-day lockdown. They had a couple of positive cases. Anyway, so it's new friendships. It's often seen as an intimacy symbol, such as wining and dining someone. I'm feeling it's more along the business line because we had that Tower card first. So we're celebrating something that's going to be along that line of business and building up promotion and things like that. Okay, so here we are. We're celebrating now. We're going to be moving through to the 5 blue next door, right next door. And we've got the web, and this is the first, excuse me, 1 green teapot. So we're moving into that creativity of building your own web, you know, this web we weave. It is creative, and it's going to be able to be adaptable to what you're wanting, and it's perseverance, being the high achiever. So it is building up again, being that achievement you're going to build, and it's rebuilding, it's weaving the magic. So creating what you need to be creating, moving forward. And we've got the horseshoe. This is a good luck card as well. So we're moving into that pink again. Getting a few cards with this one. And it's the younger male symbol. So there is good luck coming forward from, and possibly from the influence of having someone younger with the male energy, whether it's male or a more masculine energy. And it's money entering. It's fast, it's speedy, it's freedom, it's independence. It's all things that you know would be good luck. So moving up to there, and we'll pick this one up. And here we are moving back to that sword card. And I think that's where we started on 4 green there. So that actually does complete the cycle of what is our reading. So that's just another taster of what we've got ahead in that this method using this tool. Is it fortune telling or is it just self-development? Look, it's however you want to use it. Any of these types of readings, it's what they are. So from there, we can just move onwards to a different slide and create our own show. And here we are back with that background that I chose earlier that made it easier and quick to switch. And I'm going to now go back to a shoulder view, and I can move myself back here, and I'm going to put my crystal ball back into play. And oh, it changed to that red screen. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm not really wanting the red screen. How do I change that? Very simply, when I find it. And at the moment, where's that? There it is in the background. It actually won't take too long to use the controls, really, to actually learn how to use these controls. Very interesting. And it can actually record what you're doing too as a video in the background if you want to have that option. And there can be the potential to co-pilot. I haven't got anyone lined up to do that, so I won't. So there we go for something that is called, and I've got that at the beginning of the chat if you remember. Look up in your chat. I'm not sure how I get this where I'm big. I can put myself there as that, and I think with the rooms, I can go back to something that's a little simpler. No, that wasn't it. This is actually quite fun. Do I get it in a billowing curtain room? I want that. Slides off shoulder, full. What's full? The slides shows are. Right, and I can do the slides off and I'll be in the center. Yes, that's how that works. There you go. So it is actually fairly easy to move around in this particular app, creating a virtual camera that you can get plain what's looking like plenty of good effects in the backgrounds, as well as the slides. And it's not just a slideshow. You can add those videos as well as GIFs and what you want. Creativity looks like it's going to be pretty good with this one. So let's see how it progresses. Cool stuff. Now I'm just going to go and shift that back to my own camera rather than the virtual camera, and this is that. Do it for me. Yes, it does. So I'm back in my own room, what you're usually seeing as my background, being at home, in my home office, and it is good to see. Is there any questions that any of you would like to ask? Those who are left here to comment still. I've noticed that there's 23 people watching is what I don't know whether is that the how many is watching at once or how many have watched, or I've got 15 live chats. So that's the list of comments in the stream, isn't it? So a very interesting way of doing this. I'm enjoying it. So it is actually worth putting a little bit of time into it if you're ever thinking of doing any live streaming at all. Certainly have a play with what the tools are that are out there, and definitely while I've got free options to be able to trial them out first too. That was actually fairly easy to do. And in the hats, all it is clicking on your mic cam button at the bottom and choosing and choosing that as the virtual camera like I just did, and it's moved over to that so easily, and being able to actually shift any of these options around to get to know what these slides will do, what potential possibilities there are, and even in shifting where I'm sitting in it and all the rest of it. It's actually very interesting. And I'll turn the slides off, and here I am back in what it looks like a room. And yeah, I'm quite liking it. I'm going to leave it here on this one for the moment, and I'll get back to another broadcast another time. So thank you for watching this. Certainly share it around the HAPS. My link is there somewhere, that for those of you who are in the Facebook or the YouTube or the Twitch or Periscope or whatever, you can actually join in there. Right, so you're actually enjoying the HAPS better. Yeah. And it's not Rose, it's actually Roz, as far as almost hard ROZ. But that's fine. I'll answer to almost anything, as long as it's not late for tea, my dad would say. Bless him. He's no longer with us. So you like the HAPS better? Well, I do like the HAPS. I like using a variety, because my favourite, I'd have to say, is Ecamm, because I have got a Mac and it is a good platform to use. It's got variety in how you place things around and the overlays and various different things that you can create with it. There are others that have varying degrees of options, that do give you a little more of the flexibility, I suppose, and it really does depend on what you're wanting to do with your live streaming broadcasts or recorded broadcasts, so that you can actually upload them to YouTube without being live streamed, because the ones that I use, all of them will do that, so that you can actually edit them and finesse them to how you want to have it look more presentable. No, it's not quite the word, professional, so that you've got a more professional looking video rather than live streaming. I love the live streaming because there's the interaction. And you knew that, did you? I like that. Thank you. That's okay. That's okay, Earl. I know Mark's always called me Rose, so I've loved that. And, that's fine. Oh, thank you, Karina. Thank you for the thank you. I do appreciate it. There certainly is the links in places. I know I've got them. I'm still trying to work out how the Buy Me a Coffee works and links into places, but that's one way to say a thank you to someone, buy them a coffee, and I do have that somewhere. And, there's a hey from, I don't know who you are because I'm not monitoring the Facebook page, so thank you. If you're on the profile, you actually need to put your name after comments when you know that there's a live stream, purely because Facebook doesn't allow your name to be shown if you're on a person's personal profile, and that's to do with the privacy issues. So there's no way around that on the profile when it's broadcasting to there. When it's on the page, because it's a public page, it will show your name. So that's why. It's Mary. Hey! How are you? I watched your show this morning. It's lovely. Oh, it's just really nice to have the interactivity of what these live streaming shows offer. I think it's probably why I prefer them, because it's like chatting with someone. And it's even nicer if you can be in the HAPS itself, join in with HAPS, that you can actually be invited to join into the live stream itself. And I don't actually know Earl personally, but do you want to pop in just to show how that works? I haven't had too many guests pop into my HAPS live streams yet because I've not done the invites. A girlfriend of mine, yes, I've done that with her once. That was in the earlier days. And it's not to say that I've done a huge number of the HAPS live streams. Well, I sort of have, but it's mainly been these card reading styles that I've done. Yeah, not the chat show really yet. Earl, if you're in a position that you want to, I did send the invite just in case you wanted to. Otherwise, I'll probably end up going. I can see that I've hit the half-hour mark. I'm really not sure how people go for 2 hours at a time. Oh, you can't get into it, Mary. I'll have to show you. We can do a quick. I can step you through that shortly if you want to, and we can do a quick live stream afterwards if you want to, just to, join in and do something that is HAPS oriented to get you into that gist of it. Really. Oh, sorry, I'm actually packing up these little cards, and I probably didn't need to. I just thought of that. I'm going to go back to my straight stream because I don't like that flashy of the back end of the. I've got to pick which camera I'm using too. Whilst I get used to how that app works as a virtual camera, the little flashing of the edges is a bit disconcerting, isn't it? So I think I might do that. Mary, we can just do a little quick messenger room and I'll take you through getting you into the HAPS, because I think it's actually well worth it. It is so easy to pop in and start a broadcast, and it does do the multi-streaming, and the factor of it being free really gives a really good basis intro to how live streaming does work easily. So, and the different ways that you can use it. So I might, if you've got time, that is. So thanks to those of you who've watched thus far, and I'm going to finish it here now, and might be back a bit later. It all depends. We are on a Sunday. I dare say there's a few who do. Well, Sunday here, it is South Australia, coming up 2 minutes away from 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Anzac Day. So I dare say there's a few who are around that might have some time to pop in, but we'll see. I'll leave it there for now, and who knows when I'll be back again. So thank you. Certainly, if you're popping over to Twitch, I do have the Buy Me a Coffee something thing there somewhere through Stream Elements. I don't know whether that works or not because I haven't had anyone on Twitch do it. Click it so that I know that Stream Elements thing works. I just like being around and about in these different places and spaces, and at some point in time I'm sure I'll find out if it does or not. Catch you later.